All right. So then Mode Hassan asks, I have a 5K budget to spend on ads. Could you help me to segregate this budget amongst different campaigns, which I assume means different campaign types?
Good question. I'm assuming this is a launch, seeing as you said I have to spend on ad campaigns, and it seems like it's somewhat agnostic, and there was no other context. So I'm going to treat it.
I would imagine it's for a launch.
I'm going to assume you're going to treat it like a launch strategy. So my advice is going to be around that. Apologies if that's not the context. I would say I would start with sponsored products until you're fully fleshed out in sponsored products. I know everyone's going to tell you to worry about sponsor brands and display and all the good stuff. I would start there. My question in approaching the ad budget is, what is my expense to run on my top? Again, we're thinking about this like launch strategy. What is my expense to run on my top keywords to be able to influence rank? That's going to go with as much percentage of the budget as is necessary to achieve that. Then I'm going to worry about the rest of the stuff. And how you can calculate out your cost to rank. If you have search query data, which you will not because you're just launching, you can kind of go through and infer your cost on things. So what you need to kind of get an idea of what the cost is going to be is you kind of need to know the search volume. You need to assume how much of that search volume you're going to get being top of search. I just talked with an agency owner. We did the podcast on this, and he shared that he found that if you're in some of the top spots, roughly speaking, you're getting about 10 to 20% of the search impressions, I believe. So you take the search volume, 10 to 20% of that. Then you assume a click-through rate, which is going to be roughly, let's say top of search. Say we're going to be generous at 2%. You might be like 1.5. Assume it's over 1%. If you're getting less than 1% conversion rates on top of search or 1% click-through rates, you are not resonating well with the market. You want at least above 1% if you're top of search. So then you can assume that. So if you have like what the search volume is going to be, then you know your click-through rates, then you can dial in how many clicks you're going to get. And then you can go off of like maybe Amazon's suggested bid to get a very rough estimate of what the cost per click is going to be at this. So you take how many clicks you're assuming you're going to get that these are all assumptions, and then you're going to see rough on average how much you think you're going to be paying for cost per click, and that's going to tell you your ad spend. And then if you have the time, and this is a really important launch to you, I would take the time to go through and do that math. It's tedious, it takes time, it takes nuance. If you do it, then you're not surprised, because what you can also do is assume a conversion rate off of that data. So you're saying, okay, I'm again, rough averages. As you actually get the data, this forecast is going to change, but you can say assumed conversion rates of benchmark across Amazon is roughly 10%. If you're in clothing, you're probably doing good if you can get 5%. If you have very like higher priced, very product specific, the other guy who's selling furniture, expect a 2 to 3% conversion rates. If you're like supplements or you got something really sporty, you might be hitting about a 15. I would go pessimistic at 10. And I could say, okay, given how many clicks I'm going to get, multiply that, or you can do 1 divided by your conversion rate. That gives you, no. You would take how many clicks you got, multiply by the conversion rate. That's how many projected orders you're going to get. And then you can say off of these projected orders, what is my sale price? $20 times, 10. And then you can actually roughly estimate your A cost at that point if you wanted to go that step.